Good day, Simone, and welcome to your money magnet reading. So, first and foremost, I am going to start by pulling a card, and then I'm going to back it up with everything in the chart. I already have it pulled up in the background. I just like to do this part because, like, it's cool. So, what does Simone need to know about her best possible financial outcome? Shuffle them so hard they bent up. So, first of all, believe, right? And this is a key card. When I get a key card, this is like something that needs to be unlocked within yourself. And the card says, when you wholeheartedly embrace the attainability of your dreams, you will find the courage to exceed the ordinary. In this case, and I just literally, it's so weird. Let me fix this. Hold on. So I just wrote somebody who didn't have enough money to pay me for something, but she read one of my readings and she was like, oh my gosh, I wish I had the money to pay you. And then she explained her whole story. So I just did a little quick tap into her energy. And the first thing I felt was there is something that keeps popping up in her mind, a business or something that she's meant to do that is going to improve her life. But she keeps saying, no, 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 not me. I can't do that. And keep in mind, I don't know this client or anything. This is just me using my regular gift. But that thing is negating whatever she's supposed to be doing. It's knocking it out. Like God's whispering in your ear, like, do this, do the thing you want to do. I'll back you up. And she's like, no, no, me, I can't do the thing I want. That's not life. I have to do what everybody else does, a 9 to 5, just something to survive. Getting out of survival mode is the hardest thing to do for your mind. So your whole life, you build neural pathways in your brain. You are building wires, ways that energy connects, electricity that makes your brain run and makes your nervous system function, right? So if your whole life you believe I have to work a job and I don't have to love it, I just got to make money and take care of my bills, and you got pulled away from, I can make my dream happen, I can do what I want, I can be an entrepreneur, then there is no longer a path in your brain that says that you can do that. You have to fight for your sovereignty. You have to fight for what you want in this world by reprogramming your brain, which is way easier than saying I'm about to go out here and like fight the patriarchy, right? But from the moment that I had your reading up on the screen, everything that I was getting was connected to your reading. Her thing or her message came after I pulled you up. That's the same thing I'm going to pass on to you in this moment. There is something that you have been wanting to do. There's some sort of loss that threw it off for you. I think that's the root of the blockage or the self-sabotage. Something that you were doing didn't turn out the way that you thought it was going to. So you're just like a little leery about anything going forward, even though you're sort of destined to do this. And then here it goes. The 9 to 5, I was feeling that survival energy. This says, are you in the driver's seat with your debt, or has debt taken over and placed you in shackles? I believe debt has placed you in shackles, but like survival mode shackles I'm feeling. Like there are things you want to do, but you can't place them in your realm of reality because you're like, I have bills. I have A, B, C, and D to do. I have this other stuff that didn't turn out that way. I just need something definitive so I can take care of what I have to. But there's a slight energy of like, I don't want to say desperation, but there is a desire to have your bills taken care of, just survival stuff. But that constriction, and let me go ahead and show you. Let me pull this up in the background first so it doesn't make my screen all shaky. So we exist on a scale because we are balls of light that are like shaped so we can see each other. We're also gray. We're 50 shades of gray. So with that being said, your light shines or is dimmed based upon your vibration. Think of mean, median, and mode that we learned in school, right? Every time you add something, it goes up. Every time you add something that has no value, it goes down. So you can have a 100 in the class, right? But as soon as you miss one assignment and get a 0, boop, grade then drop to a 75. 2 zeros, boom, your grade dropped to a 50. You could have did all your work the rest of the year, but those 2 points mess you up. That is the same thing that happens with our vibrational scale, right? So you can be up here all the time doing your meditation, so on and so forth. But if you get upset about something, boom, status. And these are natural things that happen. They're going to occur, so on and so forth. The major factor here is how you handle it and what you do with that energy. You are still holding on to the loss or something that failed. So I'm going to say that's down here with grief. that grief or guilt or shame, uh, it feels like a bit of apathy. Well, it is apathy, but like frustration. That's it, because I couldn't put the right word on it. Frustration is keeping your energy constricted. When you have a magnet, or you are a magnet, right? You expand, which means you stretch out your ability to pull in. You have a bigger field. When you're constricted, you can't attract that much to you. As a matter of fact, you're barely holding on to what you already have, and stuff starts to fall away from you when you're in the lower vibrations. The place that you are resonating at is not allowing you to open the door to this job that you want. This is freedom of time. You see this crown, and I mentioned sovereignty. That has been my theme today. You stepping into your God given energy, your source energy, your birthright, what you're supposed to have here, which is, I don't want to say hedonism, but Earth is a Venus planet. You were meant to have the best of everything. You were meant to have a paradise life experience. And it looks like that's what you want. So the freedom to do whatever you want with your time is one of the ultimate benchmarks of an abundant life. You are the master of your schedule. You would like to do that. You want more freedom. I feel like you're possibly an entrepreneur, but there are some dots in your puzzle that are unconnected. And I'm just pitching those little puzzles we used to do when we were kids that led you like 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh, it's like you're missing 5 through 7, and then like 14 to 15. There are just some pieces, but the rest of your life has prepared you for all the other parts. You just need to connect the dots here, or the pathways. So today I am going to be showing you your chart, and we're going to go over what your money magnet is, how your money pathways work, so you can better integrate the information and then start to build your energy, your vibration based on that. Because I'm only going to tell you about skills that you already have that you maybe didn't know were meant for that, or you didn't think they take you where you need to. There's just supposed to be a power in a complete stranger telling you stuff about yourself that you have not told them, that helps people in some way, shape, or form. Just know that there is something higher than you, higher than me, higher than us, that is helping this along as a whole God system. And if I could teach anybody that, my job is done. So this is you. Well, the blueprint for you, actually, and your life as Simone, because Simone has been lots of other people, other times, uh, just evolving over hundreds or even thousands of years. And excuse me, I need my tea right quick. So first and foremost, so much of your stuff is hidden. This whole 12th house is like, have you ever been to Vegas or any casino, right? You have collected all of this, and at the end, you got to clear the board. This is the house where you clear the board. But in a sneaky, messed up way, and I have not exactly figured out why this is yet, all of these things are unconscious to you. They are programs running in the back of your mind. You don't even get to recognize them about yourself. From what I've read doing my research, it's a karmic thing. Like if you were two in your ego one time, you got your sun placed in the 12th house to get watered down so that you can learn to reappreciate yourself in moderation. You had a lot of stuff that you wanted to clear and reconfigure. But in this life, the blockage, that belief key that you need is in your 12th house. You have your Venus, which is how you're meant to earn your money. You have it at a wealth degree, the 14th degree, a Taurus degree, which means it's meant to be grounded into reality. Your South Node, which is the thing that you have already accomplished and done many, many times, so much so that you have mastered it. But in this life, you're supposed to rise to the higher octave, the higher frequency of it, so that you can rise into your North Node. For you, you're going from karmic debt, mental issues, mental illness, mental overwhelm, anxiety, all that stuff connected to your past. And I'm going to explain that. And two, being in a position where you can help other people with those same problems based upon your experience. Like all that messed up stuff that happened to you, it just made you like a specific type of soldier to train the ones that are coming up under you. So you're going to go from isolation and being in your own head a lot to sharing those thoughts. And this is the house of stuff on a day-to-day basis. And that's how you're actually going to clear out your karmic debt. So your Midas, that is your gold touch, your sprinkle of, I feel like sparkles, like you have it at the 28th degree, which is a Cancer degree. So the way that you care for people, the way that you speak caring words over people, it feels like maybe you're very heart-centered. So when you have people who are coming to you with anxiety or depression, you're not going to be like, suck it up. You don't have time for depression. No, not at all. You're going to be like, I've been there. for years it haunted me, whatever the case may be for you. But that background experience gave you this heavy level of empathy. The 28th degree is the highest or the most potent Cancer degree. It is the one where you have mastered your maternal caring energy. And for you, that is your gold, the fact that you walk around with a heart of gold. So next we have your Mercury. This can be really, really hard because it's the way that your mind works. And for you, this means that your mind is always channeling. So sometimes your thoughts aren't your thoughts. They're things that are coming from outside of you that you are meant to tell other people, things you're meant to know for yourself. But in the case of you having to move into the North Node in the sixth house of you using this gift as a part of your job, I feel like you're supposed to share them. Like the more you share your stuff, the better you'll feel mentally because your thoughts are being put on pause. That's what the retrograde is doing. Like you get an idea and then you say, oh, not right now. That's not for me. That doesn't make sense. And this is can be your positive or your negative ones. I think the negative thoughts that you get sometimes are trying to point out to you where you're still not free and where you still need to do some work or what you need to let go of. But sometimes like you get overwhelmed by your mind and you put it on pause, not understanding that that's going to put it back into the rotation over and over again. You have to unpack and process, unravel. That's what the retrograde is about. You are learning to unravel your thoughts so that you cannot get lost in the maze of them anymore, right? That is connected to your Saturn. Maybe you were too smart other times. It feels very much like there's a possibility that you could have been your great great grandmother, somebody who was a controlling figure in your family in the last lifetime. But because of that, in this life, you are Cancer rising. You wanted to be the head of the family, the heart of the family, build your own line, but you wanted to make a change in the relationship with your children. So something about your great great grandmother, her grandmother, their relationship with their kids, even though they were taken care of, it was like restrictive. Like the kids didn't never get to have the freedom. They didn't get to do what they want to. Like a mom was holding on entirely too tight. That's the story I just got from your 12th house and this Cancer energy here. So in this life, your mind was bound to not becoming like a regular flow. Like you have to think about it in your head before you can even express yourself, right? In order for you to gain experience on how to talk to people. Bottom line. Even your son is at a Gemini degree. There's something crazy, something wild about how you used to talk to people. Very demanding. The heart was missing sometimes. I'm getting here. So you're not a poor person by any means, not meant to be, but you had a lot of karmic stuff that you had to handle. And this was meant to be brought back up into your forefront for focus when you were 12, 24, 36. What's the next one? Let me see. And these are perfections if you ever want to look up. Every house activates at certain ages. So 12, 24, 36, 48, and 60 were times where you were given or being given the opportunity to integrate or take in this energy and to make it spin or spiral back upwards. And it seems like this will be connected to travel, higher education, uh, people in foreign lands, abstract belief systems that you have somehow grounded into reality. It's like being a philosopher is heavy here. Like I have learned from doing things the wrong way. This is what you do the right way. And that's how you right your wrongs, by showing other people what you did and how you improved that over time. So your drive, your power is in your family. You see that 17 and 17th degree? Anything that's at the 17th degree funnels into the same energy thing. Like you see all these lines right here in the middle, how they connect and make different shapes. When you see stuff at the same degree, that is secretly creating a funnel or a pathway, right? So Jupiter is your wisdom, your knowledge, and that's meant to be seen in your career, right? But it's connected to your drive, your power, your heart, your morals, the way that you believe things should be run, and your rising, what you are growing into. So a heart-based maternal figure that is also a leader. And That is the energy that opens up your abundance, which is at the 17th degree, something that would be gained through your career because it's in Cancer, it's in Capricorn, which is the ruler of your 10th house, which is your career, your legacy. But your Saturn over here, which is in the 12th house, it's like you were bound to isolation and fixing whatever went wrong in your family after that last life. Like you had to like break the chains of what went or what grew wrong in your family tree through your experience. This is like your relationship with your mom, your relationship with your grandma, your relationship with your siblings, your females. This is very much the female side of your family. And this is backed up by the fact that you have Virgo and fourth healing the family, right? So all of that had to be done before you could fully step into your career. I feel like maybe you're going to be talking to other women that need leadership. Like you might be a mom to other people that don't have a mom, because everything you have went through, and even you being at the age you're at, is so that people understand your wisdom, they respect it, they can see it. Maybe you have grace, but it's meant to be seen like on your sleeve. Why am I saying that? Because here we have your banks, which is like your karmic inheritance, your celestial inheritance at the 25th degree, right? You have the moon also at the 25th degree. The significance of the 25th degree is it's the last tier of self, who you are becoming. Once you finally enter this phase of individuation, and I think that's like some psychological Carl Jung or one of those guys type thing, right? But individuation is when you finally have established without a doubt who you are as a person, flaws and all, and you are in acceptance of that. Once you stepped into that energy, it's like the floodgates are meant to open. Whatever you were meant to have in this life was all based upon the person you became in your bloodline. Now, your talent here is right next to your fortune, relating to people who are in dark places, relating it to people who feel like outcasts, helping people who feel like nobody understands them is what I'm picking up off of this. You'd be a great like psychologist or counselor, but it feels like that might be a bit heavy for you. So maybe possibly somebody who does something like what I do. I came across an ad recently for somebody who was a emotional support ear or something, like their job, a compassionate listener. That's what it was. A person who just had a phone line for people who needed somebody to listen to. And it was like $30 for 30 minutes. And it was just like something simple, but you'd be amazed by how many people just need a compassionate ear and somebody willing to listen, because they're afraid of going to therapy, afraid of going to psychology or anything like that. But they need like a mother when they don't have a mother or somebody that they trust or can rely on in that way. That is where your sense of self and shine and everything that you have been waiting to make sense will start to make sense. It's like I'm feeling like you in this cloud of what was all of this for? Like, what was this life about? And it was about mostly making a big change from what you did last time. This life was very, very karmic for you. But I'm glad to close this out and say that the debt that you have will be paid off, cleared off by you stepping into this new career path. It was always based on this career path. This is how heavy the karma was, because you weren't even only taking on yours, you were taking on every tier of your family that built after that great energy. So you had to like redo. You probably had to start a whole new line and then raise them differently in order to clear this out. But only then were you free to do it on a bigger scale. So lock into journaling your ideas. If you don't want to be a speaker, you could be a writer. But I do feel like you will be a listening ear for people. And eventually, after this Mercury retrograde starts spiraling back the right way, when it's retrograde, it spirals down into constriction. Your family might have shut down your voice growing up. You're going to come out of that as you heal your inner child. And you heal your inner child by getting in contact with more people who are similar to you, going out into the world, doing art, going to the library, going to a festival, just enjoying who you are and where you are now. If you have not already become comfortable with yourself and your uniqueness, that'll help and happen through you seeing reflections of yourself and the people that you assist. So, my dear, whatever has been on your mind to do, and I hope you might have started by now, even if you're just writing little stuff down, whatever's on your mind, you can do it. It was always meant to be done at this age. You didn't have enough experience before now for you to be qualified for what you were going to do. You were already assigned this job before you got here. All you have to do is step into it when the opportunity presents itself. Or if this is entrepreneurship here, make the opportunity for yourself. So thank you, Simone. You have a good day.